Have mercy upon us.
Hello. People who don't have enough food to eat are making fun of India. LOL, damn. Even in Africa, I guess says they make fun of Indian hygiene. As an Indian fellow, at least we have food. The caption to the video didn't even say Indian. So why are they angry in the comment section? Why are other countries not commenting and angry too? They know themselves. See them crying in the comment section. No one even mentioned India here. Your conscience is dealing with you terribly. It didn't even say anything about India, yet they are crying. I see a lot of Indians crying out loud when they didn't even mention their name. We have good food to eat, but you always watch the bad food. At least we have food to eat and water to drink, not like you. Why are you Indian people triggered? Admin didn't even say or mention India, but you came to know yourselves. Someone says, at least we have something to eat. Who told you the whole Africa is starving? I was born and raised in Africa and not starving. Those street vendors from your country should do better with hygiene. Being clean has nothing to do with cleanliness. Street vendors in Africa are really clean. Stop condoning what's going on in your area and think about how to make a difference. At least India has food. So I said, at least we have food. Yes, they live on air in Africa. My last visit to Nigeria was probably the time I ate the most in my life. Healthy too. Africa is also a continent. Your country wasn't even mentioned. Hilarious how triggered you all are. I think it's more baffling that some people still hold on to the "they are starving in Africa" stereotype. Lord have mercy. He said at least we have food. We live on air, and yet Nigeria's population has increased by about 20 mil in the last decade. By the way, Africa is a continent with 54 countries. No names were called, and yet people are being accused because you all know what's up and still trying to defend it. You really do not want to come for Nigerians or Africans, especially if Nigerians are taking the lead, because it most likely will not end very well. Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Guys, let me just say, when I came across this reel on Instagram, I didn't even expect the turn that the comment section took, honestly. Okay, so for those who might still not understand the context, this is somebody African. I'm guessing it's Nigerian, but I'm not sure, but definitely African, and he made this video, but he didn't specify at all, but from his mannerisms and everything, you know, seems like people came to their own conclusion, especially the Indians. In the comment section, I feel like they gave themselves away because the caption didn't even mention India, but it seems like, you know, Indians in the comment section went into defense mode immediately, and you know, it made people to it was just crazy how, you know, they decided to come for this guy and be like, at least we have food, you know, this and that. People don't have food, I even saying da. And Africans in the comment section were not having it, especially the Nigerians in the comment section. And you know, if a banter, you know, if you come for Africans on an online banter and Nigerians are taking the lead on that banter, you already know how it ends, you know. So Nigerians and Africans in that comment section were not having it. It was just great. And honestly, for me, guys, listen, this is the problem with stereotypes. You know, with the UNICEF Save a Child banners that you see portraying Africa. Are children, or is most of Africa starving? Of course not. Absolutely not. And are all street vendors in India dirty and just unhygienic? Of course not. Both India and Africa, I feel some are saying India and Africa because Africa is a continent with 54 countries, but you know, this is the context of this video, that's why I'm just saying that. I feel like both India and Africa, we have suffered from, you know, negative stereotypes. And it is unfortunate to see us lambasting each other in the comment section based on how the Western media has made us to see ourselves. It's just funny, from some Indians saying, you people that don't have food. It's hilarious that some people in 2024 still feel like we starve. Especially as I'm making this video right now, I'm still suffering from constipation because I ate too much in the morning. So it's hilarious to me that people still feel we starve in Africa. It is absolutely ridiculous. I also think it's crazy that rather than, the Indians in the comment section to say, this is not a true representation of our country, this has just been exaggerated, or blah, blah, blah. They are coming with at least we have food, come back, and that is just crazy. And when it comes to this issue of hygiene with Indian vendors, it is true that we do see a lot of videos. It's almost like a stereotypical signature now to see street vendors that are very, very in very unhygienic environments. And some people do come out to say, oh, this is how it is in India, this is their way, blah 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 blah. This commenter said a friend went on a self-tour of India about 8 years ago. He said everywhere he went was filthy, trash on the streets, sidewalks, flies and cockroaches everywhere. Front and backyard of homes looks like it hadn't been cleaned for ages. The public transportations like trains and buses were dirty, filthy and smelling like rotten food with flies and cockroaches. He left without finishing his itinerary. He also even had an Indian in the comment section too, who was having a back and forth with another Indian in the comment section. He was replying and saying, the one who is blind here is you, brother. They didn't even mention India here, and even if they would, it would have been for the right cause. If you want to make something right, say on things we are bad at, like poor hygiene, poverty, 14 million who doesn't have access to fresh water, 6-7 below poverty, but you people are spineless with fake patriotism. You would never stand for the right or would never criticize the problems in India. Just jump to the end. It says, clearly we have bad food hygiene. That's why these kind of videos are made in the first place. An African who even said this, need views trigger Indian audience, and this guy said it's just social media, don't get triggered. As an African, we are used to the negativity, I'm guessing, represented by CNN and BBC. We just laugh about it. Listen, for me, I don't laugh about it for the most part because I know that in the long run it does cause real damage. It might seem like banter and all online, or it might just seem like it's not that serious when they perpetuate and push these negative stereotypes, but it does cause real consequences. I have to say, I still feel that India is still a subject of stereotype for the most part. I feel like if you notice countries where countries that suffer from stereotype like India, like countries in Africa, you notice that even if there are certain traits that we have that might not be great, they tend to be exaggerated, they tend to be blown out of proportion, and it's unfortunate that we are dragging ourselves over how the West has made us see each other. I mean, Indians think we are starving in Africa, we don't have food to eat, we don't have water to drink, and some Africans and even non-Africans too, think and feel like India is just terrible with hygiene. No food vendor is clean in India. This is how they all cook, even though this is exaggerated satire, but you guys get the point. But one thing again that is definitely sure is not all street vendors in India are not clean or dirty. There will be a lot of street vendors in India who are clean as well. Again, this is the thing about stereotypes and how they tend to be exaggerated sometimes. When you think that Indians are actually one of the most patriotic people you ever come across on the streets of the internet, they will always stand up and be like, our country is the best in the world, which is great, but at the same time, please, my Indian fellas, please develop a sense of humor, okay? Develop a sense of humor. I can understand, as I said before, that, sometimes even when we see things as harmless banter, they have real consequences. But at the same time, this is just one of those things. So take a chill pill. You really do not want to come for Nigerians or Africans, especially if Nigerians are taking the lead, because it most likely will not end very well. Because I know my people. So let's just take a chill pill in the comment section. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.